Hello again everyone and welcome back to Skyblock News. I'm your host Derailious, and today we're going to be going over the next round of Minister Perks, including a pretty major negative one that has been picked. Before we begin though, make sure to like and subscribe, use code RAIL on the Hypixel store, and if you're picking up Hightail, it really does help out a lot. And without any further ado, let's get started. Taking a look at the latest round of Minister Perk, starting off with first place is my wonderful fiancé Celestial Milk, who decided to pick for you guys Perkpocalypse, Statspocalypse, as well as Slayer XP buff. I won't have all the information about Perkpocalypse immediately, but I will have a comment once again updating you on which mayors will be active. Now, Fraud Pat, or Candy Pat, got second place, and he decided to pick Public Surveillance. This was one of the perks that I was very worried about. Check in at any of these surveillance goons on the map every 30 minutes or suffer a 10% stat debuff. There's also Mythological Ritual. Basically how the first part of this works is that you have to go to these surveillance goons all over every single public island that you're on unless you want to face a 10% stat debuff. These are pretty much everywhere. If I go over to, for example, the end, you can see there's a surveillance goon. If I go over to the Crimson Isle, there's also a surveillance goon. These are on every single island, so unless you want to be debuffed, make sure you check in with them. Thank you very much, Candy Pat. You have proven that you are a Skyblock elite. Keep in mind that Candy Pat's perk applies for all stats in the game, even ones you probably wouldn't expect. Your stats in the Rift, they definitely count. Your breaking power, your pristine, that also counts. Same thing for pretty much all of your farming stats. Basically, every single stat in the game is negatively affected unless you check in with a goon. Thank you, Candy Pat. Heading over to Minister number 3, we have Refraction, who hasn't picked a perk yet, but I imagine they will pick something dungeons related. Heading over to Minister number 4, we have Lejimbo, who picked the Blooming Business perk. All garden visitors reward fine flour and plus 10% copper for accepting offers. Invites 5 unique visitors to your garden and makes higher rarity visitors 20% more likely to show up. In 5th place, we have Alan, who hasn't picked a perk yet. Same thing with Jules in 6th place. I believe Jules wanted to do something Slayer related, although I'm not 100% certain. Finally, in 7th place, we have To Be Determined, who picked Pest Eradicator. The duration of Pest Hunter Phillips' farming fortune bonus is now 60 minutes, decreases the spawn time cooldown of pests by 20%. This would be a great perk if Candy Pat didn't decide to make the Goon perk. Thank you, once again, Candy Pat. When the other ministers end up picking their perks, I will have a comment linked down below that goes over all of them so you don't have to go anywhere else. That information will be made public when it is available. I just wanted to get the information out there regarding Candy Pat's perk. Something else I wanted to note here is that Candy Pat actually gets a buff in-game for picking this perk. It's considered a bribe perk, similar to 2NFGs from the first election, as well as Technodads. Now obviously those perks weren't nearly as bad for the Skyblock community. In fact, I think both of them were actually fine for the community, but bribe perks actually give the person who made the perk, or promoted the perk, plus 10 magic find, as well as plus 5% to all stats. So Candy Pat did all of that for plus 5% stats and 10 magic find, which is absolutely crazy. Would love to hear what you guys think down below. Feel free to leave all of your thoughts. Make sure to like and subscribe. Use code RAIL on the Hypixel store for 5% off your order, or if you're picking up Hightail, and look to the future fellas. I'll see you then.